kind of live. All right, it works. Learning how things work. You have to continually learn. I'm learning every day. In a world where we struggle, I don't feel like my back is against that wall, and that's a good thing. It's never good to have your back against the wall. So, getting by with a little help from my friends. You don't always have to struggle. Sometimes you can keep your head above water. Hello there, what's up? Just doing a little quick check-in. And gonna do an update on a couple things. One of them I saw on your channel, and let's see, hello OG. Okay, let's see if I can make the screen come back up. Cows OG, hello. What's up, Cow? Giving some time for some people to get into the room. I'm gonna talk about a couple things, but like I was saying, my back is not against that wall. Neither is yours. So that usually only happens when you're struggling or when they're lining you all up to be shot. Either way, it's good to have your back not against the wall. We are facing the wall, people. So this is just a view you get for today because it's a quick, easy thing for me to put it up on the dash. Yeah, I got you. So, all right. I was kind of hoping that Horsefly would get in the room. He'll be in here in a little bit, but yeah, we did a little trial run of setting up having the truck stop be controlled by a signal tower, a control tower, like when they land airplanes yesterday. That was a trial run, and so I'm thinking we may have to come up with a different code, a different phonetic alphabet for truckers, because you know, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie might be better understood by some of the drivers out there if I said something like Anheuser-Busch company. So we'll have to come up with a uniform code of lingo for truckers only. No, we're good with what we got, but as long as they understand it, as long as we can call them out by the call signs on their trucks and get them parked without them hitting each other. I am going to actually come out though with a uniform code of lights. I've been meaning to do that for a while. I mentioned it before, and we need a uniform code of lights so that cars and truck drivers understand exactly what we're trying to say when we turn on or hit our interrupt button. You don't have, in a car, you don't have an interrupt button, okay? In a truck, we have a button that kills power to the top burners and bottom lights, except the headlights. All the marker lights go out when you hit that button. You have to hold it in. Everybody's got their, you can tell a driver that you've run with before by the way they blink their tail lights, okay? We all got our own style. People don't know that either, okay? So create your own style, but I'm gonna go over a couple things. One is, if you interrupt your brake lights, that's usually to thank somebody for letting you over. If you hold them in, if you hit the button and make them so they're blacked out, like a blackout switch, you're letting somebody possibly behind you know that he may not have trailer lights. If you turn on your four-ways, like an emergency, if you're in the right lane and you're going slow up a hill, it's to let people know that there's a hazard ahead. But if you're passing somebody and you turn them on and leave them on for a good bit of time, he should be turning his on because he's got a problem he don't know about, and maybe he ought to stop and check it. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go over a uniform code of lights, set up a uniform code of lights. Whether you follow it or not, that's fine. If you want to incorporate it into what you do, that's fine, but at least you'll know what most of us drivers are pretty well trying to do with our headlights. And the reason we used to do it is because the older CB radios used to pop bulbs all the time, then you'd have no radio. And even if you had a backup radio, it could be bumping around back there and messed up. So it was good to have a way to communicate with lights. So for all you guys that are new, that are driving a truck, you're trapped in a box like a mime with your hands up, acting like you're trapped in a box, or waving your hands like, you know, something's on fire or something, or you're running against the wind. All those hand motions you do, they're useless. And you can yell and scream all day in your truck and no one will hear you, okay? If I'm passing you and you're yelling at me, I can't hear you. It's useless. First off, get a CB radio, but second, in case your radio's not working, I will work on a uniform code of lights. I'll have someone help me, another driver. I'll get behind one of our trucks, one of our trailers. I'll give him commands on what to do and I'll tell you what it means. So we will come up with some signal communications, especially for guys that haven't made enough money to buy a radio yet, or for whatever the reason that they're, you know, like I said, I'll say it 1,000 times if I had to, take the Beats by Dre off your head, get the earplug out of your ear. If the Bluetooth is keeping you from hearing stuff because you got a headset and you think you're running a concert, listen, Janet Jackson, you are not, okay? I know that, you know, the whole concert's great and all that, but look here, you're not that important. You're not a rock star. Look at the size of your head and compare it to that one. It don't even look right, okay? So for real, forget about the Bluetooth on your head. Think about the road and pay attention and get back in the game, people. We're gonna get you back in the game. You know, if you're on the sidelines, that means you're at the truck stop. If you're getting back in the game, you're on the big road, you need to be paying attention. So if it takes getting you off the Bluetooth, getting you off of everything you've got except the CB radio, that's what you need to do, because this is your job. We are not a deterrence from your work. We are the purpose of it. All the cars around you, everybody's safety, all that. So, and I'm gonna talk about something too real quick. I just talked to a friend of mine. I told him I was gonna tell his story, because he says, you know what? He said, I had a YouTube, he said, I took it all down, and he's had issues in his life. People have issues in their life and they, you know, they're like wanting to get off the internet or for whatever reason, and that's fine. But he said, I do want you to tell my story. So I promised him I would tell this story, and this is a story that affects truck drivers, but it also affects cars. Because there are cars, and in Indianapolis, okay, on the loop, is where he told me this happened to him. It was a van. He was a truck driver. He lost his CDL. It's okay, he's got another job. He bounced back from it, okay? And, you know, he will get his license at some point again later. But he was on 465 loop at Harding. You can look up Harding Road. And he was doing about 55, he said. He said he should have been doing a little bit slower. But this van with an old man in it that was trying to give people trouble decided he wanted to brake check somebody. He got in front of this guy and he locked down his brakes so hard it was like all four of them locked up or something. The driver I was talking to, this friend of mine, okay, we're gonna call him Half-Baked. That's when we talked about that. That's why I told him I call him Half-Baked. He's all right though. He's straight in the head. We just call him Half-Baked. I'll get into that later. So, this van brake checked him, and he was in an older model Peterbilt. It's heavy, and he already had a heavy load, and he couldn't stop. He had his cruise set on. It just demolished the van. The guy lived, it wasn't a problem, he didn't get hurt, but the old man brake checked him on purpose, and even though he had a dash cam, he lost his CDL. And if he goes to get it back, he did get a license. For a little bit he had a license that was some kind of deal where if you lose your license, but they understand you have to go back and forth to work, to get a job, to live, they will let you have some kind of temporary little license thing, okay? He had that for a while, and he can actually get a job as a hostler moving trailers and stuff like this too, so it's not a big deal, but he's working steady, and but he lost the CDL, lost his right to drive. So these people, first off, the people that think you can brake check a truck, you will get hit. even if the guy's good, you're likely to get hit and it could cost you your life. They could spin you around, you could get hit by 15 or 100 other cars. Don't think it's something that you can do. It's not even any type of a thrill or something that it will get you killed, straight up. And we do have dash cams, and most times you'll be at fault. This guy was put at fault. So brake checking has got to go. But drivers, be aware that they're doing this, and one of the worst states that they've done it in, I've seen, they, even on a mountain, even if you're climbing I-81 in Virginia, some people are rude and do that mess. You know, you're trying to get over and that kind of thing. It's not fast enough for some people, but then even though they're in a rush to get somewhere, they go full retard and say, well, now I'll slow down and, you know, cause him trouble. Well, that makes no sense if you're in a hurry, right? So why are they doing it? I don't know, but it's happening and it's real, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna put a light on it. He lost his license for that. So that was I mean, it was about 4 years ago is when he lost his license. And so anyways, I also wanted to bring up that like I said, the dash cam he had showed everything, and that guy actually in the van caused 4 other cars to wreck. It wasn't just a truck. So you know, whatever your view is on trucks, it's never smart to mess with one. You will lose. That's just like trying to go against a train. You will lose. You'll lose your car. It'll cost you maybe your life. So not smart. But anyways, I want to bring up I saw a video that I saw on Twitter that was Paloma for Trump and I forget his name. They were doing a together interview, and other people have put it up on Twitter, and I've liked it and shared it on there from another one. And you know, I knew eventually they would get these people that started this protest thing in Mexico. They've arrested them now, so maybe that'll put a stop to a lot of this. And Mexico seems to be understanding that they got a lot of money to lose, so they're gonna maybe help out. But I'm glad that wall's continually being built. That's a big deal. But for them to arrest the organizers of the caravan, if they did that in Mexico, I don't know where they did that, but it was they said something about something from the State Department. I've got to look into that more. But anyways, just thought I'd bring that up. That's actually good news in the news, in a world where it seems like everybody's doing stupid stuff and not getting in trouble, you know. But like I said, we're facing the wall. We're not against it, you know, and we're not too close to it, facing it. We've got a good viewpoint. I had to zoom in a bit, so sometimes I have to do that. Other than that, I'm going to sit back and have some lunch and then have a cigar and I'll get going. But you know, you got to have communication, and maybe we could stop all these truckers from hitting other truckers in the parking lot, because it's ruining a lot of people's lives when they have to sit up with no check. I got to get in touch with that guy that the other guy hit and see how he's doing. And we do have a trucker shutdown coming April 12th, so pay attention to the traffic. People in cars, it may affect you. You will see there's going to be a hard time moving some freight, and one weekend matters a lot, whether you know it or not. But even if it lasts longer than that, and we'll see how far it goes, you know, we will see what happens on the trucker shutdown. I hope everybody's doing good. It's a nice day. It seems like the weather's going to break for us and give us a chance to move some freight, and they're working on that bridge on I-24 south of Tennessee. I went across it twice already. They have guys working on it. It's down to like one lane, but you can move through it. I don't know how they're going to fix it or how long it's going to take. but there's been, I don't know, I haven't seen a real update on the Texas thing. It's like they dropped it when they put the fire out at that other plant, probably because of what all they had there. But I'm praying for them people. Hope they're doing good, because man, that's rough stuff. I'm trying to avoid that place, you know. I can't handle stuff you can't see, stuff you can't smell that affects your health. That don't make no sense, you know. And the CB guy yesterday, listen, if you're looking to buy an inexpensive radio that doesn't do anything, I would recommend a lot of different places. But if you want one that's actually putting out some power and actually sounds good, or he can modify even a Cobra 2.9 like the old box I've got, he said it'd be like $80 to put this what he called a MOSFET final. So he changes out the finals in these radios, and he said on the newer ones it would be 40 watts, but mine is old. Mine's one of the first ones, and I'd get about 50 watts. So, and that's like $150 for one that's already got it in it if you don't have a radio at all, but it's $80 for a Cobra 2.9, you know, with to have it put in your own radio. So if you already have a radio, $80, and you can have a big radio, what we call big radio, or if you want to buy one that's already done up, it's about $150 for that kind of a radio. So, but they have 80, and they have for 89 and 79 respectively, the Cobra 2.1 and 2.5, and then the Cobra 2.9 I think is 99 at most of the truck stops now. I got mine off a cherry machine a long time ago. A guy wanted, he needed some cash, and they didn't pay out cash, and so I said, it was one of them states that they couldn't gamble for cash, but they could give you stuff. I said, hey man, look, you know, anyway, he came out, and usually it was about $50, and I'd been waiting about a year to find somebody that would sell one out of a cherry machine, you know, from winning off cherry machine. And he come out and he said $40. I said sold. And when I talked to him, I said, you could have said 50. I'd have bought it at 50, to be honest with you. He said, man, I'd have took 30. He says, I needed some cash. So we were happy, both of us, and it got me a good radio, and I've had it ever since. And Music Man, he was a CB shop, CB repairman in Georgia, way down in Georgia. He was down there at the Leathers truck stop that's now closed up. He was behind there, and he is the one that tuned and peaked it, and he's passed away now. So it means something to me. So, you know, I don't know if I want to mess with this, but I might just get a different one and have him change the finals out. Yeah, Music Man, like I said before in a different video, but he relayed traffic when the tsunami hit the Yucatan Peninsula, and a lot of people, you know, died in that tsunami and everything was destroyed. They had no cell phones. They had no power. Some of the people there had batteries that were hooked up to a backup system that was hooked up to ham radio, but it wasn't a big tower that they had, and it wasn't a big ham radio, but it was decent. And Music Man relayed traffic that our military was trying to get in touch with those people on ham, and our military couldn't reach them. So Music Man stepped in the middle and relayed traffic. That was top shelf. He saved a lot of lives. He helped a lot of people. And there's a lot of truckers that miss him for what he could do to a radio too. So, but this other guy with this radio shop, like I said, he's one of the last of what you might call a dying breed. There's another one at Horse Cave, Kentucky at the Loves. So you can look up Loves, Horse Cave, Kentucky on Trucker Path, and you can find that there's Big Dummies CB. If you're going north, you get off at the Loves, you could drop your trailer there, or you could take the whole truck and trailer across the bridge to the other side. On the left, there's a little building, and they use the front for a wrecking yard to put wrecks there. So you might see a wrecked truck there, and a few parking spots parked next to one of the, you know, wrecked trucks or whatever, and you walk into that little building. It's called Timeless Trends CB Shop, Big Dummy. There's also another CB shop way down on I-20 in, I want to say it's Louisiana before you get to Texas, about the mile marker 100. That guy's got a Harley Davidson out front. He's got a sign that says "Watch for motorcycles," and he, you know, is a really nice guy, and he's battling cancer. He's good at what he does. I would say if you want to get a radio tuned right, he's one of the guys that can do it too. There's quite a few people that I've seen that are still out there that work on radios. But like I said, you can buy one. You can buy one off another driver and have it checked out at the CB shop, you know. But anyways, to get off that, I'm just chilling, like I said. At this point, I don't even know what to give you on a heading or a runway. I've got one big runway. It'd be a short hop. If you can land in a short runway, this is it. So I give this, I don't know what the number would be. I have to see which way is north and south. Hang on and let me check my vector. That's what I need to do. See which way I'm heading. And then I can name the runway. Oh, let's see. At 70. It's hard to get oriented. Let's see what we got going on here. I've got to see which way I'm oriented also. Yeah, okay. Let's see where we're at here. I'm trying to get a vector for whoever's in the room here. Checking something out here. Checking out my... Get a direction. I need a direction, a heading, and a wind speed. Let's see. I would say north by northeast, but from right to left. Yeah, I'll name this one the same one. This is no, this is 31. Runway 31. So Horsefly, when you catch this, when you get a chance, you can land on 3-1. I won't be here. I won't be able to give you, you have to land yourself at that point. Like they say, they're landing themselves at this point. But hey, don't come in perpendicular or upside down. Like I said, you gotta change your vector and come in straight. I'm gonna finish up this bite to eat and get going. Quick check-in. People, it's gonna be a good weekend. Good day to work. Any day you can work is a good day to work. Any day you're not up against that wall. You know what I mean? So just gonna sit back and chill, listen to this, finish up what I'm eating, have a cigar, and get riding. I'll give you some intel just before I leave. Let's see what we got here. Thank you so much for the people that came in here. Where's my okay. It may be time to get to a Walmart and get refit. Have to refit at sea. That's how that goes. Stuff. So no coffee. I might have to go and get coffee. It's still gonna be a good day. I have a little bit of a cigar. Still haven't got by a cigar shop. Don't see that coming. Don't know when that'll be. Still haven't smoked a big one either, but that's gonna happen. If you got something to write with, I can give you some intel. You can write it down if you want to. Oh, well then, hot rod. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's on now. There. Did it work? Good stuff, right? That's a lunch break. Did you get that, people? I don't know if it went through or not. I hope I got it. That's good stuff. Now it's all messed up. Whatever. I hope I got that. I really hope I got that good. We'll see. I'll drop my Zippo on that one. I didn't expect that. Everything happens on my videos, people. Everything. He may even come back. There's no telling. Next time I'll be faster too, you know, I'll get the whole... Golly, that was crazy. Okay, so I might give this a minute. If he comes back, that could be good. So we're bringing you back to last week. The road is sort of private. They come out there and take breaks and roast them. No worries. I could complain, but I won't. I have a cigar. It's not the greatest one. It's a little bitty thing, but little pencil thin whatever on the cigar here. I'm really dying to see if I got that on here now, so I'm gonna get off this thing. See what happens. maybe they won't be back. They roast them pretty good, so. All right, so I got one back in the room. I never know how many people's in the room, and so raise your hand, say something. I'll be stepping off here in a second. I'm dying to know if I got that guy roasting his tires off on his car. That was kind of crazy and impromptu. It just happened, and I grabbed the camera and turned it. I don't know if I messed it up. It said, did I want to cancel or something? I'm like, no. I think it gets it the whole time. So, I don't know. Hope it did. Be pretty good. So, they come out, like I said, a little lunchtime fun, but, so here's what I got for intel. Because I do what I can, people. You got to use your head. You got to think. I got some numbers for you. Let's see what we can do here. Make this thing not so loud. Much better. I don't feel like I'm screaming over myself at that point. And I'm gonna set this up real quick. Give a few numbers out here. What's this here? Out. Okay. Bam. Do stuff. Another airplane. Oh, there we go. That's a cool jet. See, I just bird watch, man. Hold on.